can't make this up. He was in the middle of 2 helicopters right here, right? Let's just get into the helicopters for a second, right? So you mean to tell me I get in the helicopter, this helicopter's coming over here, right? It's coming over here, and we're flying right here. So we're just going flying into each other. How? The pilots weren't blind. They have eyes. Yesterday, a very, very famous artist named Oliver Tree passed away. But before we get into any of that and all the conspiracies, I just want to take my time out to say RIP to him, to the other people that were on the plane. My condolences goes out to the family. It's a very tragic loss. He was an extremely talented artist, very creative, very funny, very positive. Nothing was dark about him. I've only seen nothing but nice comments for my research that I've done as far as the video is concerned. So I just wanted to take a time out to say we appreciate you for the art that you gave us. I watched some of your clips, listened to some of your music. It's absolutely great. I really like it, and I like some of your clips are super funny. But let's just get into this video because this is gonna be a good one. Most people know Oliver, and I know him from The Life Goes On. It went viral on Instagram, and I was just like, I don't know who this bowl cut hair, big nose guy is. Not to talk about the dead or anything like that, but that's what I'm thinking in my head at the time. And I'm just like, okay, this is crazy. Like, this is interesting. I hadn't seen anything like that before. But I started to do some more and more research. He was a talented director. He was a talented producer. And he really, truly cared so much about the arts. And that is where I said, this is a real artist. And those are the people that we need to protect. I'm going to run a clip really quickly about what he said as far as what he plans to do with his money if he were to ever pass.
The idea is when I die, all the money is going to go back to artists. So I've set up a foundation called Dr. Oliver Tree's Art Grants for Baby Geniuses. And it's set up so that basically the interest generated from my music will take mostly that, but there's also room for other money, because when I die, my art will continue to have residuals and probably be worth more than it is now. People will finally appreciate my stupid fucking videos and my stupid fucking songs. That's when people appreciate you when you're not there anymore. Anyways, they might not.
So, I mean, he was just really a one-of-a-kind person. Very, very sincere about helping and shedding light. That's what I'm getting from him. So it's very important to put him in the light of just being a genuine guy. You could tell that, you know, he was just out having fun. Obviously, we all know that he passed away in a helicopter crash. 6 people died. We know that. But I just kind of want to get into what all of the conspiracy stuff that everybody's talking about. I've dug into it. I have my own opinions about it. You probably have your own opinions about it. That's why we're going to talk about it. You're going to need to leave your opinions in the comments so we can talk about it. Because from what I see, in April 2026, he announced that he had an album that was coming out called Love You Madly, Hate You Badly. That he was at the time signed to Atlantic Records. He couldn't really necessarily release the album because Atlantic shelved it. So listen to what he had to say on Instagram. And this is kind of like building into the whole conspiracy stuff, but this is what he had to say about him being shelved.
I just got word that my album is no longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled, and I'm parting ways with Atlantic Records. Behind the scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records, and they don't seem to remember that. I have gotten no support. They forgot to ingest multiple songs into the system, which means the songs didn't come out. I had a Valentine's Day breakout song that didn't even get released because someone forgot to put it in. I don't really understand how that's possible. I've made them tens of millions of dollars, but they don't remember that. So, the music is owned by them. The remainder of the music will not be coming out. I will always continue to make music. Thank you for everyone who's supported me. I can't wait to release more music at some point at a later time, but for now, there is nothing on the horizon. I'm so sorry, and I love you guys. Thank you.
That's how labels work. one day you're hot, and one day you're not. They'll shelve you, don't care about you at all, even though you've made and generated them millions and millions of dollars. That's why if you're ever gonna do anything, put up your own money and be independent until you die. He made a video called Flowers. So he had issues with his label. They shelved him. He didn't really understand why, because he had generated them so much money. I don't think that he got full ownership of his masters. I still think Atlanta has his masters. Him and his team were successfully able to get out of said contract and then start releasing music independently. But I don't think that he was able to get his masters. I can't find any information like that online. Usually that's how it works. Like if you sign a certain type of deal, you don't get your masters, but I haven't found any of that. But what I have found is that people keep saying that he's saying, hey, I'm going on a final album. I'm going on a final tour. Here's drama over here. There's drama over there. And he was doing this as a promotional tactic and marketing tactic to get eyeballs on his music and to release his music and et cetera and et cetera. You know, sometimes that might happen. Like sometimes you might feel like that is your last album. Or sometimes you might feel like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore, or issues with the label or whatever the case may be. And you're just like, I love the music so much, I'm coming back to it. We've all done that before, right? But that's not necessarily what I want to focus on. Whether or not that was his last album, doesn't matter. He came back. And guess what he came back with? A video called Flowers. Now, in the video, I pulled up some lyrics. I'm going to pop up on the screen, right? Now, the lyrics say, can we go back in time and never meet in our whole life? Can we take back every line while I erase you from my mind? The answer is no. There's nowhere to go. Your true colors show and I've reached the end of the road. Now I'm driving off a cliff. Fuck you for everything you did. I'd much rather not exist than get back together with you again. Now, he hasn't had a public breakup, right? He's still with this girl at the time, right? Or if he had a girl, I don't know. I think he had a girl and a kid, a family. They're still together, I think. But from what I'm seeing at the timeline when he dropped Flowers, he wasn't going through any breakup. Nothing surfaced online as far as him and relationship issues. So when you say your true colors have showed and I've reached the end of the road in the video, who are you talking about? That's what I'm starting to think. Like who are you talking about, Oliver? Were you trying to give us a message that like, hey, yo, my label got me fucked up? Cause that's what I'm reading. If you don't think that this song was about the label doing him grimy, then what is the song about? Who is it about? I don't know. But guess what? I'm gonna make up my own interpretation. And that's what you need to do. Make up your own interpretation. And then say to yourself, it makes sense. Cause it makes sense to me. Look, he says, fuck you for everything that you did. Look, I've never met in our whole life. Can you take back every line while I erase you from my mind? Look, he's trying to, like, he's pissed off about this label situation, right? Even more crazy is, I'm gonna pull up a picture right here, is look at the dude was in between two planes, two helicopters. Yo, like, you can't make this up, right? Right? Like, you can't make this up. He was in the middle of two helicopters right here, right? Oh, that doesn't mean that just because he died by helicopters doesn't mean, yeah, but like, of course not. Right, we get that. It's just suspicious, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Or homegirl, whoever's watching. That's what I'm trying to say, it's suspicious. You know it's suspicious. Everybody knows it's suspicious. He was in between the two helicopters, and this is all I'm gonna say about this situation, right? He was pissed off. The label was pissed off that he's independent, about to do a tour. 7 continents, 30 countries, super dates. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. The Flowers video was about his label. Fuck you for everything that you did. Let's get into the helicopters for a second. So you mean, let's just get into the helicopters for a second, right? So you mean to tell me I get in a helicopter with 5 other people, producer, director, some other people. This helicopter's coming over here, right? It's coming over here. And we're flying right here. So we're just going flying into each other, right? This is my thing. How do you just fly? How? Do you understand? Look at my fingers. How do you just do this and then just crash? How? Somebody in this plane was either hired or extorted and said, if you don't fly into this plane, something's gonna happen to you. Now, who told this person in this plane to go and fly is what we need to figure out. Is it the label? Was it a freak accident? I don't know, but I have my guess, and it rhymes with romantic. Now, check this out for a second. The pilots weren't blind. They have eyes. I've never seen something like this before. Coincidentally, 2 helicopters just collide and crash and burn. I've never seen something like that before. And I have great suspicions of who's behind it. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that we don't know, which is why we're here trying to work it out and figure it out. That's just what I'm building from my research. Somebody was behind the helicopter that was by himself that flew into everybody in Oliver's plane or helicopter. That's what I think. Probably was extorted. You know how it is. Here's the uncomfortable part, right? Is that Oliver had been planning, throwing subliminals and trying to warn people, I believe, of his departure. I think that he knew that there was something up instinctually and spiritually within his own soul. But I also think that he knew that he needed to be courageous and continue on with his legacy of spreading his art and all of the tours and the dates that he had throughout the country and throughout the world. He will forever, 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 forever be missed. So tell me your favorite Oliver Tree song in the comments. Tell me your conspiracies in the comments. Tell me what you think or who did it or what was behind it. All the suspicions, all the conspiracies. I'm no dummy. I know what goes on behind the scenes inside the music industry. It's pretty wicked over on that side. But I could be wrong. So it's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's probably going to be a video up here somewhere that you could watch, all right? Out of here.